Passover beginning Friday, we're kicking off a special week-long series we're calling Do You Believe?
Each day we're going to be talking about faith, spirituality, and their influences on our lives. And we're going to ask one big question. This morning, does prayer work?
According to our exclusive Today Do You Believe survey of more than 1,500 people, more than half say they do pray, and nearly 70% do it every day. Today's Jenna Bush-Hager has more on this for us. Jenna, good morning.
Good morning. These are big questions. Do you believe in prayer? Do you consider yourself spiritual? But now a new question. Is there actual science behind spirituality? These are just a few of the things we asked some of the best and brightest kids who had a lot to say about belief.
We have a problem. He says, come to me as you are.
I feel most spiritual when I am meditating or just in the middle of nature.
When I pray to God, and that's the time I thank God for everything He has done for me.
Prayer is an ancient practice that stands the test of time. For so many, a relationship with God or a deep spirituality is an important part of their lives. And modern science has taken notice. Lisa Miller, a Columbia University psychologist and author of the new book, The Spiritual Child, has spent over a decade researching the impact of religion and spirituality.
Here we have maps of the human brain. And what we can see here in red are all of the regions of the brain where there is a thicker cortex in people with a strong personal spirituality.
The cortex is associated with IQ. The thicker, the better. A thinner cortex is associated with depression and Alzheimer's. Who benefits the most? Kids. Studies show they're 40% less likely to abuse substances and 60% less likely to be severely depressed as teens if they have faith or are spiritual. And Miller says prayer plays a role. So do you think prayer works?
Prayer is really the cornerstone of spirituality for many people. Everyone has their own word for the higher power. It can be Allah, God, the universe, but some type of personal relationship to the higher power is more protective against mental health problems and suffering than anything known to the medical or social sciences. Where is there that sense of the sacred in your life?
Dr. Miller holds spirituality workshops. On this day, she invited kids to talk about their beliefs.
Just keeping in touch with him is it's like a relationship, like a friendship.
I had the opportunity to sit down with the same thoughtful group. How important is your religion to you?
My religion is Islam, and us Muslims pray 5 times a day. Doesn't matter like what I'm doing, work, homework, whatever, when it comes time to pray. I have to take a couple minutes and thank God.
Raise your hands if you think you can be spiritual but not religious. Kind of.
I am spiritual, but I don't consider myself to be religious. My father's Jewish and my mother's Catholic, but I don't practice religion in any way. I meditate. Sometimes I speak to God, and I don't even know if I believe in God. So it's spiritual, but it's not organized in any way for me.
Some of you back there that aren't talking, is prayer something that's hard to describe for you?
Prayer is not really a part of my life at all. I find my spirituality through meditation and just being at peace with myself. And I just meditate whenever I need help or whenever I feel stressed.
Maddie, you've asked to be baptized, so you've come into a relationship with God on your own.
Well, I've always kind of wanted to be baptized.
And you say that prayers really helped you through some tough things at school.
Yeah, I used to get bullied a lot because my parents are separated, so I used to rely on God a lot. I would say, what should I do? Then, I feel like he would talk to me back and give me advice, and I'd usually use it.
What do you think God wants for you?
I think He just wants me to be happy and wants the best for me.
Whether talking to God or finding your own personal spirituality, modern-day scientists now have proof of something our ancestors may have always known. Prayer can help protect our kids.
Praying 5 times throughout the day reminds me why I'm still here.
When I'm meditating, I usually think about my life in general.
When I talk to God, I feel secure.
When I pray to God because He is the guidance of my life.
So these kids were so brave. I mean, we know it's not that easy to talk about religion and prayer, maybe in particular, and they were so eloquent about it. which makes me think you can be too. What do you guys pray? And is it an important part of your life?
What's nice about that piece is the commonality between all of them, whether they're considered prayer for religion or meditation or even focusing or giving up to the universe. It's all rooted in that act of taking a second, slowing down, getting out of yourself and giving thanks or thinking about others.
Right. Every night we say, they started this with Nicky when he was a year old, we say the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. Still do it. In fact, last night I walked out and said, Dad, the Lord's Prayer. Okay, wait.
What about you, Samantha?
Yeah, I mean, prayer is really important to me. And what I love seeing is that the science backs that up. It's wonderful to see science, catching up to what the faithful have thought for generations.
What happened to your praying for Arizona to win? What happened?
Well, I don't know.
But it should be okay to talk about it without feeling anxiety or even seen as something courageous. It's a conversation we can have without judgment and have enlightenment.
And it seems like it's an important conversation to have with our kids.
Absolutely.
Jenna, thank you so much. Here's your